Hey, what's going on, my friends? This is Dave Sharpe. Welcome to Wake Up Legendary. It is another day, story time. We're going to welcome our guest. He is, he took a 6-month break and is now seeing results again. Let's see what changed. Vaughn, welcome to the show, my brother.
Hey, what's going on, Dave? Happy to be here.
Happy to have you. Where are you calling in from, my man?
Huntsville, Alabama. I actually originally from Northern California, but
Okay.
I moved over.
You look
here
like a California guy more than an Alabama
Am I?
guy.
Do I?
But, you know
Yeah,
I mean? Your story, I was going to let you tell it.
Yeah, I stick out a little bit.
Hell, I stick out in Alabama.
Right?
I have family there. We went
Right?
to a funeral recently, and whew, I felt like a fish out of water up there.
Yeah.
So, okay, man. Well, tell us your story. How did you get online, and what led you to Legendary?
Right. So I want to say it started back in 2020. Back when I just had my daughter was born, and um, um, these kids, they were on this app called TikTok. I don't know if you heard of it. Never
Heard
no.
of it. Is it like a game that you play on a napkin?
Right. But I had my daughter, and the only way she would go to sleep was if I played TikTok in the background while I rocked her to sleep. Right.
Wow.
And so while I was putting her to sleep, I was scrolling through TikTok, and I came across this guy talking about how he was able to make an income online, and that immediately sparked my interest, because for years I've been an engineer for almost 15 years, and even though I love what I do, there was always something in the back of my mind saying, "This can't be it. This can't be just what I do. Go to school, then go to work, and then end of story. I just like make money and die." It kind of woke that thing inside of me, and I dove in, and I try to get into the training, or like try to learn more about it by like looking it up on YouTube, trying to figure stuff out. But it wasn't until I stumbled upon a Legendary Marketer that things started to kind of click for me. Right. So I saw one of I saw the training on TikTok, 15-day challenge, and I dove in, and it blew my mind. It wasn't just teaching me about affiliate marketing. It taught me like how to be and think like an entrepreneur, kind of like shake up what I was taught as a kid, thinking like this is the way things are supposed to be. It really just shook things up, and really opened my mind to see what things were different,
Yeah.
And yeah, now I'm seeing results, so I can't complain.
I didn't know there was that much good stuff in the 15-day challenge. It's just unbelievable.
Right?
You know what I mean? It's just...
Now you're pulling my leg, Dave. Come on.
No, it's unbelievable. I mean, it becomes second nature to me. I guess it's stuff that I've been thinking about and talking about for over 10 years, so it's just it's so interesting to, and I guess I've subscribed to this way of thinking for such a long time that it'd be almost like trying to convince me that the sky was purple to go and do something different, because this is so second nature. It's all I know. It's all I've been doing. So what has that transition been like for you, and kind of where are you, engineer, you say, is that right? I mean, that's there couldn't be, I mean, we're talking about Mars and Venus here. I mean, these
Right,
things,
right.
I mean, I'm not saying you can't use some engineering skills here, but I mean,
right. No,
this
it's
is art.
yeah,
This
no,
is art,
it's night and
baby.
day.
This is
It's
art
night and day,
and
for sure.
science, but it's
Right.
mostly art.
Right,
You know what I
right,
mean?
Right. No, it's definitely different. Yeah, it's very more technical. Like, obviously, being a marketer, you really have to really know how to present yourself, sell yourself. I'm not gonna lie, when before I started this journey, like the most you'd see of me when we're having a conversation are the top of my eyelids, because I'd be looking down on the ground, not knowing how to have a conversation. But
Oh, you mean
definitely
like even in
in
real
person,
life?
yeah,
Okay.
yeah, and even in
Wow.
person, because I still have a little bit of like a social anxiety, and that's something that I'm still,
Sure.
even at my age, is struggling to deal with.
Okay. Where were you
Um,
going with that thought though? Because I interrupted you and it seemed like you were going somewhere with it. Like,
in terms of well, yeah, yeah, and with like doing this and learning this, it really learned how to really put myself out there. Definitely rooted myself out of my comfort zone and try to push myself towards learning new skills and try to understand, like, I it's not just more of a confidence thing. It's definitely just being more comfortable in my own skin,
yeah.
right?
Yeah, so you're just talking about some of the added benefits that this
Correct.
has
Right.
given you above and beyond
Right. Right.
financial stuff. Yeah,
Right.
I
Right.
think I think for a lot of people that can feel, you know, I mean, I don't know what money can do for some of you, I mean, it could probably change a lot of your lives pretty significantly, you know, but imagine confidence boost.
Right.
Imagine,
Right.
imagine feeling um like the best version of yourself
One
or
hundred
like
percent.
it's
Yeah.
almost kind of like and I get this, dude. I get this because obviously when I was like before I started and I was broke and I mean I wasn't insecure because I was broke. I was insecure just because I was a recovering drug addict, ex-homeless guy. I mean, I had a lot of shame and absolutely I know what you're talking about. This business has taught me how to look somebody in the eye. I mean, I can look people in the camera. I can look people in
Right.
the eye.
Right.
I've learned how to talk and here's the facts. We can talk in circles all day long like we're college professors, but the truth of the matter, and talk over people's heads and try to sound smart. But here's the facts, okay? And it's real plain and simple and easy to understand. People don't buy from people who aren't confident.
Right. Yeah.
Uh, We don't. I mean, I'm just trying not to mince words. I'm trying to make it real plain and simple for everybody
Right.
to understand. So you're clear that that's a major component of being successful in any business is you have to have an element of confidence about what you're talking about. When somebody has a problem, you go out to their house, their toilet's clogged and you're wishy-washy about maybe just possibly I can't don't
Right.
really might make a mess, might get shit all in your shower, might get shit all over your house, I don't know, might not even be able to do it, or the guy who says or gal who says I've seen this 1,000 times, give me about 15 minutes and I'll report right back. I mean,
One
doesn't
hundred
even
percent.
have to say I'm absolutely going to, but it's an element of confidence, and I'll tell you, it comes across on video. And you know where else it comes across, Vaughn, that I don't think a lot of people really give enough credit to, but you can absolutely create your own character. You can speak with as much confidence. I know some of the shyest people in the world, folks, are some of the best copywriters in the world
Right.
because their voices may not be loud, but their fingers are. And
Right.
they write with precision and power. When you're reading it, you feel like you're taking, you're reading from God himself, because it's so powerful, the language. And so, Vaughn, what I'm saying is that I think we undervalue and minimize the benefits of growing our confidence and how much money that actually can make us long term. And that's understanding the blueprint, I think,
Right.
rather than just saying, okay, tell me where to hit the nail. I'm in not ever learning the full game and how to read the blueprint and how the
Right.
business works. Would you
Right.
agree with that?
Yeah. No, I agree.
There's mindset, there's confidence, and then there's skill sets.
Right. Right.
Wait, let me say it like this. there's mindset, there's communication, and then there's
Right.
the mechanics, you know.
Right.
And I think the mindset and the communication are those dynamic
Right.
pieces that then there's the skill sets or the setup of the tools, and they think that's the business. They think that's the business is setting up your click funnels or your autoresponder. Let me tell you something. I know, guys, and I'm not trying to be mean and I'm not trying to be a dick, but that does not mean you're in business, because you still got the biggest mountain yet to climb, which is your own mindset, which has been screwing you over for 30 or 40 years.
Right.
And other people have been screwing you over unknowingly by beating you down or making, I mean, look, we get made fun of one time in school about a way we look or sound, and then we don't have supportive parents at home, and that eats away at us forever. And then we try to go into business and we don't want to talk out loud. I mean, we got to address things at the root and then rebuild the person so you can be the best version of yourself. And I'm talking to everybody, and I'm ranting, Vaughn.
No, it's okay.
What's coming up for you, buddy?
No. I mean, yes, 100%. That's so true. It's I mean, that's, you know, I need to, like, I guess I need to go back into what my story was, is like, so I did back in April.
By the way, Vaughn, all this is being inspired by your work and
right.
what you're doing. I just
right.
want you to know that. I mean, all this is being inspired by your work and what you're doing. I mean, the fact that you are addressing your confidence, you are addressing. I just want you to know that you should be proud of yourself. Yeah,
thank you.
You know, you're bringing up something that I want us to learn from.
Right.
Is what's going on right now, and that's why I'm getting so passionate, because I got a great example in you right now of somebody who has addressed this all important element of communication in confidence and even getting comfortable on camera, because you said that it was so difficult. And I appreciate that vulnerability for you to even look somebody in the eye in a conversation, and now you're creating content and looking in the camera. So, brother, you're making major moves that many are not willing to make. And
thank you, sir.
And what else? What other things have you overcome that it has been difficult but worth it?
Right. So really, like, it's that it's definitely mindset about the that not being, what's the word, imposters, having that imposter syndrome, right? So I mean, that's why I was going to trace back to when, like, I really got into making content. That it started way back in April of last year. I was really making content. I started really diving into the learning of within the program of the 15-day challenge, and then and during that time, I absorbed it, and I kind of just went running. I guess I was comparing myself to too many other people, right?
Yeah.
So what ended up happening is, like, I was making content, just making it because, that's what people said that would make me succeed. So I was doing it, and I saw a little bit of success, right? But nothing to make me feel like, oh man, I'm gonna quit my job tomorrow, right? So, but what ended up happening is, so I'm in Alabama, right? So I life got in the way, and I moved from California to Alabama, and during that time, it was difficult to stay consistent with what I was doing with the program, and or just with just creating content, creating a traffic, and so I stopped. It was pretty much it was a quitting moment for me.
Yeah.
It was because, obviously I could blame the move, but it was really just me doubting myself and my abilities. And but I mean, I was still, like, kind of in it. My head was in it because, I was seeing so many people still succeed. And I was like, why are people succeeding when I didn't? There must be something that I need to tweak, right? I know I have everything set up in place. I got the funnels, I got the autoresponder. I needed there's something that I just didn't get, right?
Mm,
So um,
mm,
it wasn't until like my ass was on the fire when I got laid off in December, when I was just like, well, I need to do something. I really need to do something. I need to support my family. So let's go back into this thing called affiliate marketing and really just get your head down and do it. And what I noticed, what changed was I really started studying what other people were doing, like really understanding, like, okay, what were they doing in their content? It was different from me comparing. It was more like I was reverse engineering. That's where the engineering part came in.
yeah,
I started reverse engineering what they were doing and how it fit me. And that's when I really started understanding what my story was and how
yeah,
to appropriately tell it to people so that they could um, listen,
yeah,
I guess. So it part of that was just really just overcoming that imposter syndrome and just knowing that my story is my own and I need to know how to tell it.
yeah. Wow. Really well said. And, you know, really, just really powerful, Vaughn.
Thank you.
You know, it's not often, you know, that we get, to hear somebody so eloquently describe their journey of overcoming such a powerful quitting evil. You know
Right.
what I
No,
mean?
right.
Which is something that we all have inside of us. You know, we all have unlimited power and we all have unlimited doubt. You know, that's the powerful thing. And you know, you can tap into whichever you want. You can tap into your unlimited power, you can tap into your unlimited doubt. We really all can. And it's just it's wonderful to see somebody. And I the reason why I like this stage of business building so much, like people who just had absolutely no, I'm just brand new people who have either not succeeded before, never done anything like this before, because this the breakthroughs are so big, they're so powerful.
Right.
And if you build the correct foundation now, you won't have the big crash later on
Right.
that so many entrepreneurs have because they didn't do the important work and be aware of the important things as they were becoming successful. And you know, and you are, not only doing the things that so many, it takes so many out. I mean, that one thing right there has created more tombstones in the entrepreneur graveyard.
Right.
Just that self doubt.
Right.
What were some of the things? Do you remember any of the things that you were saying to yourself, or maybe not saying to yourself, but some of the limiting beliefs that you had, so you could specifically and clearly call them out? So if they ever crept back in, that you could identify them, and maybe also so
Right.
others
No,
could relate?
I wish I could, but it's really one of those things where it's years of indoctrination into my mindset of you know um, is this really is can you really do this, can you really make money online? I mean, there's other things that you've done in the past that didn't really succeed. This might be one of them,
Yeah.
um, it's definitely just wanting to just figuring out who you are, because life tends to be quick. You don't have time to really sit down and actually think about those things.
Mm,
But
wow.
when you actually do get to sit down, want to focus on yourself, those things kind of start to arise, right? Like
Mm,
yeah, it um, just just the self-doubt of you don't feeling like you if this doesn't work, what else is left, you know.
mm,
um, so it was just me telling myself, you have to focus on one thing, make sure it's one thing alone, and get good at it, because what you're doing is you're jumping around from thing to thing. You need to
Mm.
just stick down and hunker down on one thing until it works. You
Yeah.
know?
And you look around and you see all these other people who are doing it, you know it works, and
Right.
it's just a matter of how long you're going to have to hunker down, right?
Right.
And
Right.
how long is it until those skies are going to part and God's going to come deliver you those stone tablets of clarity, right?
Right.
Which
Right.
doesn't happen, by the way. We're all
No.
waiting for that big burning bush moment where it's all finally going to click, and life doesn't happen like that. You know, life happens, little things. You know, if you believe in God or the higher power, some might say God will never give you more than you can handle. You know, which I think is true. Life, God, the universe, whatever you believe. You know, we all
Right.
have lots of different beliefs in this
Right.
community. Or if you don't believe anything at all, and you just, it's like the our bodies can take much more than we know. You know, like look at a woman having a baby. If you've ever watched that process before, you know, my wife did it without any pain medication. She wanted to have 100% natural birth.
Jeez. Okay.
Pushed out a
Good.
10-pound
Good for
baby.
her.
Pushed out a 10-pound baby. But how could one's body do that? How can we do things that we just had no idea we could do, but then suddenly when we do them, we're like, holy shit. Like, and then a year later, we're a totally different person.
Right. I think that people think that once they see a problem or a struggle, that they need to shut down, right? Or change or do something different. I mean, that's the point of struggles and problems. It's, you have to learn how to deal with them, and because I mean, it's like your mind and your body, everything is like a muscle. You have to put it through a little bit of stress for it to get stronger and to grow. And you have to at least try.
Yeah.
If I told my daughter, just get on that bike and just go if she was trying to learn how to bike for the first time, she would fail. How many times do we have to fail before we actually succeed at something, right? And we have to fail, we have to struggle in order for us to be who we are. We have to deal with shitty things, drug addiction, getting laid off, in order for things to change, but your mind can't just shut down. People can't just shut down to things like that.
So Kurt made an interesting point. Fear vanishes when experienced fully. Such a deep thought, Kurt.
It's pretty profound. Yeah.
How has your fear vanished? Has that been true
I
for
want
you?
to say I don't fully agree with that quote. It's a great quote. Don't get me wrong, but I feel like
sounds profound anyway.
It sounds great. Yeah. No. But like really, you have to have a little bit of fear, right? Just a little bit in order to get you going. Because if you don't have any fear at all, you wouldn't do anything. If you didn't have any, like if fear vanishes after, like, so when it's gone, then then in general, then you might stop, right? But if that fear is always there, that will constantly push you.
Yeah.
I think that will the fear needs to happen. Like, why would we have a fear of death? Why, if we wouldn't want to live.
It's it's a rabbit hole, right? I mean,
right?
you could go down that rabbit hole. I don't think I'm going to jump in there with you. But what I can say is that when I'm afraid of something nowadays, it's usually that I need to walk towards it instead of away from it. I mean, I think you just live life in one of two ways. You're just always running from things you're afraid of, or you're running to them. And I think that, it just all depends on how you want to live. I don't think there's anything wrong with running away from things that you're afraid. That's just how you've chosen to live your life. And you get exactly what you deserve. For every action, there's a reaction, or however Newton or whoever the hell the scientist who, look, I'm just a ninth grade dropout, here trying to sound smart.
Right.
But, golly, I'm either running towards it or I'm running away from it. And I think for a lot of people, they get, I mean, maybe people never get tired, but I think at a certain point, one of two things happens, and this is what I think usually happens. It's usually the latter, that you either get tired of running away from somebody and you say, "Oh, okay, I'm tired of doing this. I'm ready to change." It's like I'm tired. That usually never happens though. What happens is your ass gets put in a shitty ass situation, like you did, where you're laid off and you're forced, and now your ass, there's heat on your ass, actual heat on your ass cheeks. You can't go that way. You know what I mean?
Right.
So it's unfortunate that it takes some really shitty stuff sometimes for us to get into action and go towards our fears. I don't know how to change that. But when I hear somebody's had a difficult situation, has lost a job, I secretly go, yes, because it might be the thing that is so painful that makes them do it.
Right. No, yeah. I mean, I definitely had to feel that struggle, that pain in order, because, before it was kind of like, yeah, I could do this. I like the 6 months before I stopped, maybe I could do this. I'll dabble in it. It's dabbling. And when your whole heart isn't in it, people could tell, right? People could tell. Yeah, I mean, you could tell. And so when that finally switches for you, and you understand what the true importance of why you're doing things, and because there's no other choice, it makes you, that's what actually what propels you forward.
Yeah. No, I agree, man. I have yet to find a better motivation than your ass just being completely on fire. I mean, it's just not, you've lost a job. I don't know. I mean, you're going to be homeless in a month. I mean, for me, I was pretty much in both of those situations. You know what I mean? But it's difficult. I'm not saying it's impossible. You got to be more serious and create maybe a bit more accountability. If you've got a job and you've got money, but you want to transition over into the internet lifestyle, you just got to be aware of that and say, hey, maybe I just need to grab an accountability partner, or I need just a little something extra, because if I don't have a lot of pain pushing me, I mean, guys, come on, this isn't rocket science, is it? I mean, Vaughn and I are not talking over your heads. If I got a couple of $1 million in the bank, and I don't have a business or a job, it might be difficult. I might have a hard time finding the motivation to get up and go. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because I don't have a lot of pain. I'm not broke. So if you're not broke and you don't have a lot of pain in your life, but you want to transition to doing this, be aware of that. And Vaughn, I'm talking to all these people out here who, the large majority of our people here, our students, I mean, I think the large majority have jobs. I think.
Right. I'm not saying that they should quit either. They should keep their jobs. But for me, that's what changed for me.
But if you have a job and you want to transition over and quit your job, just be aware that a human being is going to naturally be lazier when they're in a less painful situation. So be aware of that. Don't sit around. Vaughn, brother, I owe you a back massage. I mean, you laid out this so clearly and perfectly today for us with a story. I mean, I can sit here and explain this, but you brought a beautiful story, brought this in and made it so crystal clear for us, that difference between when my ass is on fire, I will do things that I will not do when my ass is not on fire. And that I need to create. If I need to create that fire, then I need to create it. Same thing in a marriage, fellas. I've been with my lady for 13, 14 years. Boys, you think that I don't need to get out there and find me a little kindling and find me some sparks to keep this fire going over here. Yeah. That's what we do. We have to, either we're motivated by pain. God bless everybody in Ukraine right now.
Yeah.
Okay. Let me tell you something. What would you try to get somebody who doesn't have bombs dropping on their heads to move out of their house and get across the country in a couple of days? They would say it's impossible.
Yep.
It's impossible.
Yeah.
But now all of a sudden, a insane dictator, and I'm not saying all Russian people, I want to be clear about that, but we have an insane dictator who's invading and dropping bombs. Let me tell you something. 2.5 million grandmas packed their shit and got out, right? Because that's the power of pain. And
Right.
again,
Right.
God bless those people, and what they're going through is disgusting, but it proves a point, doesn't it?
Yeah.
When we have enough pain, now that's the ultimate pain, but shit, you had pain that wasn't, it probably felt similar. It's like, fuck, I don't have a job. Did you say you had a kid and a family?
I have 4. I have 4. So
Jesus Christmas.
yeah. Yep.
Unbelievable. So I got 4 kids. I bet it felt like your back was against the wall.
Right. Like how are they gonna get food? How can I take care of them? How will I keep this house over their head? It really, that stuff started really echoing right before I woke up. It motivated me to wake up.
Yeah. Vaughn, your story is great, brother, and I'm really hoping that you'll just continue to dial it in and tell it and just let people know your journey and what you've done, because so many can relate and so many need to learn from it. Okay.
I will. Thank you.
If somebody was sitting on the fence right now, getting ready to invest in our training and go through this experience, they want to change their life, they want to quit their job, or they just want to build an online business, and they're hesitant. Right. What do you say to them?
It's going to be a calculated risk. And I've said this in one of my videos before, is that you really have to, it's either do nothing and be in the same spot, or take that calculated risk and try something and try, at least try, make something of it, but if you don't do anything, you'll be in the same spot you were, and you'll stay in that same spot, because that's just the way physics is. Nothing will move until you push it. You're
talking about some shit that's way over my head. But I believe you. Listen, man, thanks for your time today. God bless you and your family. Good job on your part with overcoming such a powerful inner voice. And I know it never, of doubt. And come back in a couple of months and keep us posted on your journey, okay?
I will. Thank you for having me.
All right, Vaughn. See you, buddy. All right, my friends, you can follow Vaughn. If you're listening in, you can follow him at Passive Income Dreaming. Passive Income Dreaming. I'm not going to spell it out for you because, just Passive Income Dreaming. The only person on this show who would have a hard time spelling that out is probably me. So Passive Income Dreaming. Go check Vaughn out. He is doing it, and a lot to learn from this episode, a lot to learn from him in general. And wow, he said that the thing that really made a big difference for him after he went through the education, understood the pieces of, understood all the pieces of the puzzle, was watching people put them together. In what better place to be able to find those people than each and every morning right here at Wake Up Legendary. That's why we do this, so you can see those people, connect with those people, follow those people, watch those people. These are all people who have gone through this training, who are implementing these skills and strategy and the dynamics, the psychology that we teach. That's all inside the 15-day challenge in the business blueprints. So, I love hearing these stories, because there is an element, there is a part that you have to do we can't do it for you. And Vaughn spelled out beautifully and powerfully this morning how he did his part, and look at where he's at and what he's doing now and where he's going now. And I think that's a beautiful testament to the power of you doing your part, which is you gotta face that mindset and face yourself every day. And we will give you the inspiration on this show and within this community to do that. But you must walk through those doors. You must call that shot. You can do it. Be legendary. We'll see you back here tomorrow for another episode. Peace.